Hi everyone, and welcome to another pick a card reading. This one on the subject of 3 angel messages you need in August. Crazy that it's August already, and I know we say this every year, but time is definitely accelerating, and gosh, it's it's quite intense sometimes. Anyway, I hope you find these messages useful. I will hopefully be back again later in the month with another message, but this is just a quick snapshot, just a few impressions that you can sort of hold on to, or leave if they don't quite resonate. Usually, there will be something in these that you're already aware of, so it's confirmation, or it'll just be some extra guidance that will help you to navigate the month ahead. So please always be empowered, use what's for your highest good, and leave behind the rest. So again, close your eyes, meditate, connect, ask your guides, ask your higher self which number is for me in August, and you can go straight to your messages. Happy August! Okay, so if you chose group number 1, message number 1, card number 1, you chose prioritize self-care. So this is one of your main messages for the month. So even though you have 3 messages, I've chosen a card for each group so that it's actually a pick a card. So your card, your prioritize self-care card is your main message. So what you're being asked to do is to really connect with yourself and with your needs, to slow down if you need to, because interestingly, your second message, which I'll get to in a minute, also really emphasizes that need to step back, to reflect for a while, to give yourself time and space to regroup, to re-energize, to look at how far you've come already this year, to reflect back on some of the things that you haven't quite done, but also to look for the blessing in those things. So in other words, in all ways, to be very kind to yourself. So if there are some things that haven't worked out the way that you thought they would or hoped they would, look for the lessons in that. Look for the enrichment within that. Look for signs of what you may have learned instead that's equally valuable to achieving the things you wanted to achieve, or in some cases even more so. For many in this group, you'll have received a redirection. That is a big common theme at the moment, that for many of us, we're having the rug pulled out from under our feet regarding something that we were really sure about, a particular job or a particular way of life, a particular place to live, or family circumstances, relationships, things like that. And then, as the cliche goes, when one door closes, another one opens. So whatever has happened over the course of this year, try to find the blessing in it and let that be a part of your self-care, so that you're not hanging on to regret or recriminations or self-criticism. Because when we talk about self-care, we quite often think of things like, going for some kind of pampering treatment or going for walks in nature and things like that. But it can be so many things. It can be putting boundaries in place regarding other people or situations. It can be putting boundaries in place regarding ourselves, which is sometimes the most powerful thing to do. In other words, I refuse to think that way about myself anymore. I refuse to take the mistakes of the past and use them as a stick with which to beat myself. I refuse to do that. I will only think kind thoughts about myself from now on. This is a really important part of self-care. Your self-care routine needs to include the way that you talk to yourself when no one else is there to hear it, and the way you feel and think about yourself and your actions and your perceived successes or failures. So you're being reminded that even when you are doing things for others, it needs to be from a place of being filled up, of feeling that you have the strength and the capabilities to actually give, that you've looked after yourself so that you really feel that you're able to carry out the tasks that you need to, especially, a lot of my lovely listeners, viewers are in the healing professions, or are caring for people in some capacity, or are caring for a wounded inner child, or a post-traumatic um, sense of their place in the world. So it's really important for you to understand that caring takes a lot of energy, especially caring for yourself, which might take the commitment that you don't actually usually have, the energy and the commitment and the strength to say, I am going to take as much time as I need to heal, to rest, to rebalance. And, sometimes this does mean that you spend some time, extra time in meditation or journaling, or reprioritizing your actions, your activities, your schedule, your plans with others, and just deciding what's really going to be in your highest good going forward. Because when we do so much for others, we do need to also experience love. And sometimes the way to experience that love immediately, without it depending on any external circumstances, or anyone around us changing, or anyone else being there to offer that love, sometimes the most immediate way to do that is to really focus on knowing how to give back to ourselves. I stay away from using expressions like self-love sometimes, because in certain contexts it just sound like words. Do you love yourself? Don't you love yourself? Oh, you wouldn't do that if you didn't love yourself. It's almost like it becomes another way of criticizing someone. Oh, well, you must learn to love yourself, or you won't ever receive love. Those things aren't even always true. There are lots of people who wouldn't say that they love themselves, but they have great relationships. It's like they have an amazing partnership. And so maybe on some level, we don't really understand what self-love looks like, because there are people who are able to love themselves, but it doesn't necessarily look that way on the outside, because they are very giving. So find out what that means to you. How are you able to take care of yourself? Turn that idea of self-love into something that you're going to do to love yourself, as a verb. Love yourself by saying no to this. Love yourself by saying yes to that. Take the time that you need to rest, take the time that you need to journal, to meditate, to go in deep reflection if necessary, to understand what your next steps will be, or just to recharge, re-energize. Treat yourself nicely, give yourself nice things, give yourself those treats that you know you deserve. Treat yourself the way that you would treat someone that you love and care about deeply. Your second message, group number 1, is breathe. So you really have got some strong messages in August to take care of yourself, to calm your nervous system, and to really be aware of where you're expending too much energy, and where you're not allowing yourself to stay calm and receive. Because when we breathe, that's another form of receiving. When we feel traumatized or anxious or fearful about the future, the breath becomes more shallow, or we forget to breathe at certain points throughout the day. We have to remind ourselves to breathe. It's the first response to trauma, because it's the body's way of trying to shut out life, because breath is life. So as well as trying to leave your body energetically and being slightly off balance, we quite often try to strangle the breath before it comes in. So you're being asked in August to find as many ways as you can to get back in touch with the breath, even if you feel too anxious or dysregulated to breathe. That's actually the time you need to breathe most, because if you remember the times when you felt the most peaceful, the most imbalanced, and you've been breathing regularly and you've been feeling calm and centered within your body, those are probably the times when you remember getting the greatest inspirations, the best ideas. So that is the time to start breathing, the time when you feel out of touch with inspiration, when you feel like, oh, my guides, where have they gone? Have they disappeared? Have they left me? I'm not getting anything. I'm not feeling it. I feel cut off. What's the solution to this drama? do the exact opposite of what you feel like doing, which is running around like a headless chicken, worrying. Stop, breathe. It's another way of acting as if. This is why those techniques, those law of attraction techniques where you pretend, are so powerful, because it's not just about getting into the same frequency as the idealized version of yourself living that idealized life. It's also even more practical, physiological, biological, neurological than that. That when we go into panic and the breathing becomes shallow and we stop all kinds of processes in the body that are there when we're relaxed and calm, we also shut off our ability to receive those powerful signals from the brain. That the brain thinks really well when we're calm and when we're in balance. And another thing that I do is I teach English, and I'm always really aware when I start teaching that I have to get my students to be very calm, very relaxed. We talk about the weather, we talk about their hobbies, we talk about very simple things, and then maybe we start switching into looking at the language, because if they feel anxious in any way, the part of the brain that accesses a second language just won't function optimally. And it's exactly the same with trying to find your way out or figure your way out of difficult circumstances. You have to do what's counterintuitive. Stop, breathe, relax, as if you have not a care in the world. And from that perspective, your brain will be able to function optimally. You'll slow your nervous system down, and you'll be able to receive exactly the kind of answers and guidance and inspiration that you need to turn things around. So if your situation is not quite as deep as that, but you just know that you've been burning the candle at both ends, getting stressed, getting wired, maybe having caffeine, falling into bad habits, I don't know, any number of these things are not really ideally supportive of the most peaceful, calm, and optimally operative brain. So just take your time, prioritize self-care, learn how to breathe again. Let that stagnant energy start flowing again, and you'll be able to release old stuck patterns. If it's a habitual thing for you to do, to go into drama, to go into trauma, to go into crisis mode, and to start panicking, train yourself to breathe. Train yourself to breathe through all of that. Okay, so your third message for August, group number 1. And I know these don't sound really, terrifically exciting. However, they could be just what you need this month, and months to step back, months to reflect before you move forward. Some of you are out there are Virgos, and this is always the time of year when we do that, when we've got the sun in our 12th house, that month just before our birthday month, just before we kick into sort of late August, September, and we really start to shine in our autumnal, harvesty, virginal joyfulness. It's okay if you're not a Virgo, this still applies to you. But just take this time to reflect, recharge, re-energize, and prepare for the year that starts in September for some of us, and just whatever's coming next month. It's going to be a really reflective, peaceful month for you. You also have as your third message, though, don't give up on love. So this could apply to so many things. It could apply to people in your social circle who you are feeling a bit disillusioned with. It could apply to family members. It could apply to a partnership. It could apply to people who are single, who are looking for love. It could be that you're struggling currently with a love partnership, trying to make it work. I often think if you have two people in a partnership who both really want to make it work and who are both prepared to, seek professional help together and do whatever it takes to make it work, then, you can really go a long way. You can achieve a lot. Like, you can achieve a lot with communication. You can achieve a lot with the will to fight for something together. So that is a message for some. But for others, it will be, that you just need to adopt a more loving perspective to a problem or situation that's plaguing playing out at the moment in your reality. So it could be that there are disagreements around you. It could be actually for this group that, that's one of the reasons you have to prioritize self-care, that there's been a lot of family drama or social drama or workplace drama, and you need to step back from it for a while. But you're being asked not to give up on the idea that a loving perspective can change, it can transform everything. That in the end, no matter how disrupted our lives become, or we think our circumstances have become, when all is said and done, we're all looking for love. We are all capable of giving and receiving love, and love is the one thing that really truly binds all of us and makes us human, makes us exceptional, makes us better than any other kind of intelligence. So yeah, that's your third message. That's your third message, group number one. And I feel like I don't really want to say much more about that, except that, anything can be healed with enough will on all sides or on both sides. Forgiveness can go a long way. Love will always find a way to thrive if it's real, if it's true, and if there is a willingness for it to be lasting, and if all parties concerned are looking for healing. If you have a disruption in your home and the disturbance is being caused by people you don't even know personally, just ask your guides and your angels and your teachers to remind you constantly that ultimately we are all just looking for exactly the same thing, and that sometimes very poor behavior is just a sign of a lack of love and a lack of the understanding of love. And try not to take anything too personally. It's, their problem, and you don't have to get involved, you don't have to get embroiled. You can step away, and through that higher perspective, perhaps you can get a little less entangled and a little less traumatized. Okay, I hope that helps, group number one. I feel like it's going to be an exciting following month for you, but I feel as if you need to build up your strength again in preparation for that and for the rest of the year. I feel quite excited actually when I connect with your energy. It's almost as if you've got to take a bit of a step back to take several leaps forward in the months ahead. So take that. Hope it helps you, and do comment and let me know. Lots of love. Bye. Hi, group number two. Group number two. My goodness, your card, your main messages. Archangel Michael is with you now. What a lovely, lovely message to get. So this incredible archangel, many of you will already know, he guides, he protects, he leads light workers, he shields us against negativity, he keeps our energy field protected and insulated against all kinds of things: cords, attachments, overrides, influence, overshadowing. I mean, I could just go on and on and on. If you ask him, he can protect you with all sorts of things that you might be finding disturbing or disruptive at the moment in your life, in your environment, in your work, in your career. These things can even be things that are coming from you internally. So he can protect us against fear. He can help us to transform our fear as well. He can help to elevate our consciousness beyond fear and small thinking and rise us up into being the warrior kings and queens that we truly are. So even though we can't always see it, he is, as soon as we ask for his help and his protection, always actively working on our behalf in all the situations that we experience. He is always there helping us. So you don't have to keep asking. You only have to ask once. Make friends with him, make contact with him. He's saying, make contact with me, get to know me, find out how I can help you, and ask me for that particular help. And there I will be, helping you with that particular dilemma, limitation, or crisis, whatever it is, on an ongoing basis. And you may find that he will help you in the moment with something, so you will suddenly feel that protection, or you'll feel uplifted. You might find that going forward there will be situations that you found fearful before, but suddenly you're less fearful. You might even find that through some weird, quirky set of circumstances, you've just found the right workshop or the right book or the right tool or the right therapist to help you to overcome a series of fears. You might find that, something that's very challenging around you in your situation very slowly, gradually starts to resolve itself, or you have sudden ideas and inspirations that help you to change it, or you find the right crystals that help you to block out the energy, the environmental energy of the town that you live in or the building that you live in, or something comes to you about crystals to place around your home, or angel essences that you can spray and use, or particular aromatherapy oils to burn, or candles to light. So Archangel Michael can help you by actually stepping into your energy field and helping you to change things, including the way you think and feel, by shielding you, by putting protection around you. He has several cloaks that he uses, and also by inspiring you to find the right help that you need in the physical world that will help you through things. Am I doing that well? I'm asking him, am I doing that well? He said, yep, very well explained indeed. So you may be experiencing a crisis with some of these things at this moment, group number 2, if you've chosen this. And these messages, they are angel messages. I had no idea what these messages were going to be. And they are not your, oh, great, you've got some money coming in August, or, oh, you're going to get a promotion. They are messages that really are, to me, these are the kinds of help that angels are always assisting us with, because their primary focus is on our spiritual growth and our ability, our human evolution, our ability to evolve on this journey of life in the physical 3D realm. Of course, they help us with our physical external material circumstances as well, but their perspective is always one of, well, how can you grow so that you can improve your circumstances? They're not here to step in and do it for us. They are always supporting our growth and our learning. And I'm feeling that for you in August, group number 2, you are going to become very much aware of that when you start to speak to Archangel Michael and connect with him and ask him for his assistance. For many of you, yes, as the message said, he is with you now, because you've already done this. You've already asked for his help. You're already aware of him. Some of you may even be reading about him at the moment. I've got a feeling that there are a couple of you who actually have books around you, like or beside the bedside, that you're sort of opening up and you're reading, maybe a chapter a day or something, just working your way through, and Archangel Michael is in those books. And he's saying to me that when you focus on angels, they are around you. Be careful what you focus on. When you focus on, horror and news, we know all of this anyway, most of us, but when you focus on horror and drama and crisis and all of these things, in a fictional, through a fictional medium, you draw more of those things to you. So be aware of what you are taking into your system, into your mind. We take in nourishment and poison, not only through our mouths, but also through our eyes and ears. And this is a message that they've been trying to get across to me quite strongly recently. And, I stumbled upon a Netflix series recently. I ended up binge watching it through the night and really regretting it. The themes were not comfortable for me at all, but you get hooked into the cliffhanger, and I should have known better. It really was not a good vibe at all. So, and this is the sort of thing we need to keep reminding ourselves of, that if we want to have angels around us and we want to be constantly in the presence of angels, we need to be reading about angels. We need to be reading spiritual books if we want to bring our guides closer. We need to be reading channeled writings and beautiful works, even religious books, depending on what you feel you resonate most with. There's beauty and there's love and there's truth in most religious texts. It's just that human beings have misinterpreted them or mindfully, intentionally misused them. So, but it's up to us to find through the purity of our own hearts and our openness, the truth and the love and the peace in them. That said, anything at all that brings you into a state of vibration where you feel more connected to your higher self, to the God of your understanding, to your angels and your light beings around you. And the key is you should feel better. You should feel uplifted. You will feel happier when you're reading things like that or watching things of that nature. Just be careful of what you take in through your eyes and ears. That's the message. So that's one of your main messages for August, group number 2. Another one is pray from the heart. So again, very angelic message to remember that prayer is extremely powerful. Prayer can move mountains. So connect to the divine and, really go to the divine with your deepest desires and your needs, and just ask for what you want. Ask. If you may not resonate with that word God, it may say source. You might feel more comfortable listening to Abraham a lot, using the law of attraction, whatever works for you. But if you believe in the power of prayer, talk to God like a friend. Just say, God, as you can see here, this ain't so great, and be specific. This situation, I understand if you've put this here for my learning right now. However, I feel just about done with it, and I really would like some help. Just really be very clear, but be honest, be open, be humble, be truthful and straightforward. Your divine teachers, your angels, your guides, your God knows what's in your heart before you even open your mouth. So just pray, just sincerely, and in a straightforward way. You don't need, highly technical, pious, big words or anything that is mechanical or contrived in any way. Just speak from your heart, pray from the heart, and your prayers will be heard. I also know from experience that it's about the energy that goes behind that prayer as well. Prayers are like any powerful thought form, can actually be perceived by clairvoyance. They are real. I've had several times when I've been able to see in people's energy fields the things that they are manifesting. I'll describe this and this particular thing. It looks like that. The room looks like this. The dress looks like this. The shoes, all of that. And they'll say, that's exactly what I'm manifesting. That's exactly what I'm visualizing. And, and it's the same with certain practices that we put into place when we're working on protection and etc. I can tell whether they've put them in place properly or not, because these things actually become real structures in what you might call the pre-manifest stage. And prayer is the same. Don't just talk to God while you're doing the washing up. Sit, focus, close your eyes. Get all your energy into your heart and talk to God like a friend. Like, I need you to hear this and to understand with all the love in the world, because I love you infinitely. I need you to understand that I need some help with this right now. Okay, that's how you pray. And when you pray for others, you pray with all that love in your heart as well, as if you're sending them a healing, except you send that healing upwards and you let the divine decide how to distribute it, what to do with it, without interfering with anyone's free will, because we can't send healing to people if they haven't asked for it, but we can pray for them. You can always pray, because then everything that needs to be done will be done for the highest good of all, under the law of grace. which respects the free will of every living being. So don't neglect prayer. In fact, if you're in any doubt about what to manifest, if you're in any doubt about what will make you happy, or why things haven't worked out the way you've been manifesting them in the past, now could be the time to start committing to prayer and to praying, to be guided, to be given the wisdom to know what to ask for, or to just be shown or put on the path that will make you happiest, or to be given the things that will make you happiest. And I don't I don't want to go into quoting from beautiful big religious texts, but there is a saying that says, lean not on your own understanding. We don't always know what's the best for us, what's for our highest good, and what's going to make us happiest. So if you're in any doubt about anything, August is going to be the month, group number 2, to ask and to pray for clarity about that, and to ask and pray for whatever needs to be shown to you, and whatever needs to be given to you to be given. And you will never go without. You will not go short, because that is the desire of our Creator, of the divine, of Source, for you to live abundantly and joyfully. So an important month for you to make a big reconnection with the big source of all that is, if that is something that resonates with you. Your third message, group number 2, is clairvoyance. You have a powerful gift that you are not using. You are being asked to trust some of the things that Spirit is trying to show you. You're being asked to trust some of the things that you're seeing in your dreams at the moment, because in some cases they are signs trying to lead you forward. I'm also being shown white feathers, coins, symbols, birds. Oh my gosh, birds are a huge symbol from the spirit world. Some people are seeing these things and they're not counting them as anything in particular. Numbers on the clock as well, or they don't know how to interpret them. So when you're seeing certain numbers, in most cases it's confirmation, especially if you're seeing 1111 a lot and you have questions about life purpose, direction, your spiritual awakening, anything like that, the path. You will quite often see 1111 when the universe is giving you a nod and a wink and saying, yeah, you got it, that's what you're supposed to be doing, well done. For me, one of the most infuriating things of recent years, and I know I cannot be the only one, has been seeing 1112. 1112. It's like, this is so wrong for me that not only is it not 1111, it's like 1 minute after. It's like, well, if it was right, you would have seen 1111 if it was right, but it's so wrong that you're going to nearly see 1111, but just not going to make it in time. So, I know what I mean by that. You might also understand that, but it's, the main point of this is your clairvoyance is opening up. It's getting stronger, and it's trying to show you the way. You have Archangel Raziel helping you with your spiritual side, trying to get you to awaken fully so that you can clearly see all the messages and all the love that heaven is sending you, all the guidance, everything that is trying to inspire you on your path, or to give you confidence with the path that you've already chosen. This is really a month for you to pray about anything that's not going quite right, even though you've put yourself in the way of all the right things and you feel you've done all the right things and you're taking all the right steps and all the right actions. August is going to be an important month for you, group number 2, to lean hard on your spiritual gifts. If you're not meditating, meditate more. Make a daily habit of meditating, doing guided meditations, and writing down what comes to you in a journal every single day, even just half a page, half a paragraph of A5, just something, so that you get that muscle working. Try also not to ask lots of questions about yourself or your life. Just be open, just go without expectation, or even ask for something on behalf of someone else. That will help you to build your gift more easily without the intrusion, without the attachment of it being for you, but then your mind constantly getting in the way. If you have no attachment whatsoever, you have no agenda, no investment in getting a particular answer, you are much more open to actually hearing what your guides are saying rather than what your mind is trying to tell you. Okay, so develop and lean on your clairvoyance and pray sincerely from the heart, and know that Archangel Michael is with you, helping you in all things. So I hope that was helpful to you, group number 2. Comment below and let me know. I would love to know more. And if you'd like us to work together, all the links are below the video. Have a fantastic August. Bye. Okay, group number 3, your main message is all is in perfect timing. So it's time to take action. This is the time. You're being told that the angels are with you, helping you every step of the way. So don't hold back. So if you've been wondering about something, wondering whether to go ahead with something, wondering whether to keep going with something, change things, make a break for the border, whatever it is, this is the time. And maybe you've actually had some doubts recently, wondering whether things were going to turn around a bit more to make it clearer for you what you needed to do, whether you were going to get offered some extra support, whether you were hoping that there would be a big sign from the universe. This is your sign, if you like. You're being told to trust in your journey. You're being told to trust and to move ahead, to trust that this is the time for you to be taking action. It's really interesting that you have all these doors opening up for you. You have more doors that will be opening up for you in the future. You will have decisions to make. In fact, perhaps right now you have some important decisions to make, and this is one of the reasons that you're sort of I don't know, are you just sort of hesitating a little bit? Are you procrastinating a little bit? Are you holding back when you need to be leaping forward? Group number 3, it's time for you to really have faith in your journey. There is also at the same time your second message, which is gentleness. So it could be that you're doubting yourself or you're doubting your decision because you have sort of things have felt a bit edgy recently, or you've worn yourself out a bit, or you've had a lot of things to deal with in work, in family, in various sort of experiences that you've had that just, I don't know, it just seem to have this kind of friction attached to them, or just like this a lack of ease, or ease in some places, but then here comes the friction again. It's easy, it's the friction again, like just not being able to settle. But this is like the bumpy start. These are teething troubles at the start. This can even happen in the middle of a venture or an adventure. It can happen when you least expect it to, that you just are called to experience a range of different circumstances and emotions and tests. And it's a great way that the universe has of asking us if we're really ready for what we say we want. Are you really, really, really ready? Are you sure you really, 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 really want this? So, we get all sorts of things thrown at us. People are not aligned with the decision, or, they have other ideas about what they want that don't harmonize with it. And we start wondering, where's the serendipity? Well, I thought everything should just blend perfectly if it was the right thing. Well, you have to look for signs that the bigger things are actually blending into place really wonderfully. And where there is a little bit of friction here and there, you are going to have to just see that as a little bit of a testing, proving time. And be gentle with yourself is a really important message. You have Archangel Sandalphon. This is your second message. Be very gentle with yourself at this time. Surround yourself with gentle people, situations, and environments. Sometimes when we're trying to stay focused, or we're even trying to make a decision about taking a leap forward, it can feel a little bit rough, a little bit harsh, a little bit hard on the nervous system. It's like you wake up one day and that's exactly the right thing. This is exactly what I need to be doing. And the next day it's like, oh, I'm not so sure. Or am I going to have the energy? Do I have the capacity? Do I have the capacity to be the vehicle for this, for this big thing or this big change or whatever it is, this new assignment? And you're being asked to give yourself grace, to just go very slowly in August, to take your time. There's a picture of Archangel Sandalphon in this picture. I don't know, some of you might have this deck. The Archangel Oracle deck from Doreen Virtue is one of the angel decks that I've used for this pick a card. It's the picture of Archangel Sandalphon, and he just looks so beautiful and mild-mannered, and he's holding a lyre or a lute, a little stringed instrument, and I just imagine I can hear him playing it, and it's so gentle and it's so soothing. So some of you, you can use music to help you to stay calm. Some of you actually play music. You can play music to, help to release, and calm your jangled nerves, and maybe it's a stringed instrument, maybe it's the piano, maybe you sing, maybe it's singing bowls. It could be just anything at all that helps you to get calm and to find your center again and to do what your third message says. Your third message is stay the course. Don't panic. You're not on the wrong path. You're just having a bumpy start. Learn from your experiences and keep going. So group number 3, your message it's very clear. It's almost the clearest. It's the most dynamic. It's like your path is very clearly set out before you, and all you need to do is walk it, but do it very gently, and just accept that you're not. Just stop second guessing yourself. Stop. Obviously, use your own judgment. You've come to this reading looking for this confirmation, and already in your heart that you're doing the right thing. You might just feel a little bit tired. But of course, if this is something that's absolutely wrong for you, go and check in, meditate. If there's any sort of indecision or confusion around it that's lasting and that's very traumatizing, then there's a deeper issue going on there, and there's something that you need to look into a bit deeper than this. But that said, if you've come here and you really just want reassurance and confirmation about how you're going to manage to do it, rather than is it the right thing and can I, all this sort of stuff, then this is your confirmation. And the way that you do it, the way that you make things happen, is by just letting them happen rather than forcing anything, by just giving yourself the gentleness and the time that you need to just go through this in a way that works for you. So going back to gentleness, if there is any energy around you that is confrontational or uncomfortable, or it's just not your vibe, these are not your tribe of people, your type of people to work with or to do projects with, just maybe pull back a little bit from that and look for harmonious energies that will complement yours, that are very similar to yours, rather than backing out of the idea completely. I'm going to actually pull some more messages for you, because it was just very easy to whip through those 3, and I don't want you to come back and look at this and think, oh, the others are so long. So I'm not going to give you a message just for the sake of it, because it's as long as it is. It's what it is. But I just want to go into a bit more depth and just ask the cards and ask the angels whether there's anything that I'm missing, anything else this group needs to see. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Thank you. Okay. Right, interesting. So you've also got live in this world as a dreamer. Trust your dreams, group number 3. Sometimes when our dreams start to come true, that's when we can be tested. That's when we can receive the biggest growth. We often think that we always grow through trauma and difficulty. And yeah, in many cases that is absolutely true, but sometimes we're tested when things actually start to work out really well, and we start to ask ourselves, do I deserve it? Can I cope with it? Can I manage it? Can I handle it? Will I be okay? Is it going to take over my life? Will I be out of control? Well, the message that's trying to reach you is you will be okay. Try not to focus on anything in the past that didn't work out. Try not to go back there, if you like, mentally, and to ask yourself, whether you're going to repeat circumstances of the past that may not have worked out quite so well. Don't look at any of that. Focus on your dreams, trust your dreams, because there are often, there are cases of people who failed 20, 30, 40 times. Look at poor Edison, allegedly, with the light bulb, um, thousands of tries. Was it tens of thousands of tries to get that technology just right? And and they had to work even harder to take that technology and turn it into something that would last only a year or so that you have to keep buying new light bulbs. But that's another subject. You're not involved in anything shady like that. You're here to build something that does last. That lasts and lasts and lasts and grows and grows and grows, is what I'm hearing. Trust that you have angels by your side, and trust also that you will be able to cope with each step as it comes. Right, so this is what I'm seeing, group number 3. I'm seeing you go up a level and then you have a chance to rest at that level. And that's when you need to stop, be gentle, go for walks in the countryside, listen to music, do whatever it is that soothes your soul. Play, dance, sing, create. Enjoy what you've created so far. And then you go up the next level. And then have a time of reward and of play. The important point here is, please take time and take that message of gentleness as a message to enjoy your success as you build it and as you create it. And this will help you to feel less fearful as you get to each step, as you get through to each stage of your next evolution, if that makes sense. So in other words, don't just keep pushing and pushing and pushing, because that's the thing that will make it challenging for you. So you might now in August be at a point where you are floundering slightly, thinking about what's ahead, wondering whether you're doing the right thing. And the message, this gentleness card right in the middle of your 2 cards, you've got on the one hand, all is perfect timing, and on the other hand, stay the course. Very strong cards in strong, bright colours. Right in the middle of those, you've got gentleness, which is basically saying to you, it's okay. Yes, the timing is right. It's all good. You've made the right decision. It's all going to be fine. And take it slowly. Be kind to yourself. What are you doing to enjoy your success in the moment? What are you doing that reminds you why you wanted your success? Because if you can enjoy those things, it will encourage you to keep building success. But if the success train runs away with you and runs you ragged, and you're always exhausted and you just lose sight of why you wanted it in the first place, then you will be looking at, the ruins of the past repeating themselves. This is the energy that I'm sort of feeling. So don't become a prisoner of your own desires. Enjoy them. And ask the angels for help. Ask them to help you to even out your temperament, your energies, and to move away from this tendency to just keep leaping forward, or to question yourself, criticize yourself. Yes, take the time that you need. and this will help you to stay the course. Okay, that's it, group number 3. I hope that helps you. Have a fantastic August. I have to say also, I feel that there is another message in the very fact that your message was so quick, sharp, and easy to deliver. I feel there's a part of you that's very quick, sharp, straight to the point, and that tendency needs to be curbed. That it's okay sometimes to stop and smell the roses, to spend social times with people, to just have a chat, have a catch up, remember why we're on this earth. Remember we're here to enjoy the journey as well as achieve things. And remember why you wanted to achieve those great things. It was so that you'd have a better quality of life and be able to bring more enrichment to yourself and to your loved ones. So, take your power back. This is your goal. These are your dreams. You own them. You've created them, and not the other way around. Okay, that's it. I'm done. Lecture over. I'm getting off my soapbox. Hope you have a fantastic August, group number 3. And I'll be back, as I say, hopefully later in the month with another message. If not, well, it's September, but we'll see. Things are getting very busy, so I will come back whenever I can. In the meantime, I love to hear your comments. I love to hear how these messages resonated for you. Give a like, share. All of the usual stuff would be great. And if you want to work with me, there are links below the video. I look forward to hearing from you in some other time and place. Okay, if not, then just take care, and I will be back again at some point. Okay, bye.